what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Selena. So today I'm going to be doing an episode review on a K-drama that recently came out on Netflix called Arthdal Chronicles. So first I'm going to talk about the synopsis of the show. Okay, so the synopsis of the show according to Netflix is: in a mythical land called Art, the inhabitants of the ancient city of Arthdal and its surrounding regions fight for power as they build a new society. So what happens at the beginning of the show? Basically, the Arthdal Union, which is made up of different tribes. So the Union is made up of the Hay tribe, which seems like the planning and plotting type of tribe. And then they have the Winsan tribe, which is more the spiritually sound tribe. And then they have the Sanyok tribe slash Dekan tribe, which has the most military force, and also the leader slash governor of the whole Earthland comes from this tribe. Go up to the Neanderthals, which is another tribe, and this tribe is made up of well, to me they look human, but to the Arthdal people, they're not considered human because the Neanderthals, the thing about them is that one, they have blue blood, they have extreme sense of smell, and they're extremely strong. So they aren't considered human. So the Arthdal Union decides to go to the Neanderthals and try to convince them to join their union so they can share the land that the Neanderthals have, because the Arthdal Union is running out of land and they don't have enough land to feed their people, and they have too many people, so they want to get the Neanderthals land. But the Neanderthals do not want to join their union, and they refuse. So afterwards, the Arthdal Union sends the Neanderthals a peace offering as a second attempt to get land. That's what we think. But the peace offering that they sent, one of them is Asahan, who is like a translator, and she can speak the Neanderthals language because because of the different tribes, they all speak different languages, and then they have the standard language that most Arthdal people speak. So she is sent to the Neanderthals, but what she is sent to the Neanderthals with ends up destroying the Neanderthals, because the Arthdal Union sent them blankets and stuff, and those blankets were what diseased animals who were infected animals were using. So they sent that to the Neanderthals, and all those infections and diseases from those blankets and gifts and all that, when they got to the Neanderthals, it made them get sick and cause an epidemic. So the Neanderthals got weaker, and while they were weak, the Dakon army, which is under the Arthdal Union, attacks the Neanderthals and kills a lot of them. So they end up running away. So Asahan hears all this commotion and comes out, and she finds out that this was all planned by the Arthdal Union to get the land from the Neanderthals. So she ends up running away with one of the Neanderthals, who comes to her. But this is where the plot makes no sense to me, because when what's his name, Ragas comes to Asahan, he has a kid and she also has a baby. She has a baby and he has a baby, and they run away together with two babies. So the Arthdal Union ends up killing a whole bunch of the Neanderthals, but some of them escape. So it begins a long hunt of the Dakon army hunting down the Neanderthals to kill all of them. So while this happens, it doesn't tell us if it's a couple of days later, if it's a couple of years later, if it's a couple of months, but in the next scene, Ragas sees the Dakon army, and they killing off all the Neanderthals, right? So he has a kid with him, so he has the kid and he goes to confront the Dakon army. He was gonna defeat them, but Tagon ends up coming and killing him. So after killing him, a little Neanderthal kid sees this, runs to tell Asahan about what's happening to Ragas. So Asahan is sleeping, and she gets this dream that's very weird, and it's basically this little kid telling her how he wants the baby, because the baby is what's it called? is a bad omen and he needs the kid. But she's like, no, I don't want to give you the kid. So he's like, okay, if you don't give me the kid, I'm going to take the father instead. And at that time, that's when Ragas dies. So when the little kid comes and tells Asahan, oh, they're killing Raga, she's like, okay, like, I'm gonna go see what's happening. And the little Neanderthal is like, oh, leave the baby here. And she's like, oh, us Arthdal women do not leave our children. So she goes and she sees the cruel killing of Ragas, and she goes with the baby. But here's what I don't understand. Ragas and Asahan both had kids when they seen each other. But now, he left the kid there, and then he got killed, and she runs off with one kid. That kid's supposed to be Unsum, and that's their child from Ragas and Asahan. But when did they have a kid? It doesn't make sense. And if they had a kid, how come there's another whole other, what's it called? Igutu. Because that's what kids who are a half Saram and half Neanderthal child is called an Igutu. So she has her kid, and then Ragas had the other kid. But when Ragas died, Tagon finds the kid and says, oh, it's a Igutu as well. So where did this Igutu child come from? And why did, when Asahan ran away, did she not care about that Ragas had left a kid? Like, she didn't even know, she just cut. Like, so who is this kid and what's up with that kid? Like, what's the backstory origin? It makes no sense to me. But yeah, anyways, after Asahan had seen that Ragas is dead, she performs a little ritual to like send his body off, and then she decides to run away from Arthdal because in her dream she had dreamt of this god. I tried finding his name again, but I really couldn't. I tried like googling it and trying to watch like clips, because I don't want to watch the whole show, the whole first episode again just to get that name. Like, no thank you. But yeah, so she ends up running away because she wants to run away from that god. So she takes baby Unsum with her. So she takes baby Unsum with her to Black Cliff Mountain because she wants to leave and go to the land of Eark. So 10 years later, the Dakan army finally succeeds in killing all of the Neanderthals. Like, they wiped out this whole race of people. So they're celebrating, and Tagon finds out that the next mission from his father is for him to go and overtake Eark. So back to Asahan and Unsam. 10 years later, they finally find a way for them to get down to the land of Eark. Like, Unsam finds the way. So they cross this when they get down, there's like this land, and it's like pretty hot. So the feet, Unsam's feet were hurting. So yeah, so she carries him to this forest looking place, and the people of Eark see them, and it was like, what the hell? Because Asahan ends up fainting, and while she gets like flashbacks of her dream, and she notices that everything that's happening around her, like the people moving, the stuff they're wearing, the stuff they're saying, all happened in her dream. And in her dream she had seen that god, and then the light shines upon her, and the face of the godlike child in her dream ends up looking exactly like her son. So she is shook, and basically she's like, oh, you used me to bring you here, you used me to bring you to Eark. And she ends up dying, and this scars Unsam because he's never heard his mother speak like this. It was so shocking for him, because she tells him to go back to Arthdal after his scab on his back falls off, and he was just shocked because his mom was always adamant about them coming to this land, so why would she suddenly tell him to go back to Arthdal? The scene switches, and we find out that the death of Asahan is Unsam's dream, and he's older now, and all the people of the Eark tribe people were like staring at him while he was sleeping. And that's basically what happened in the first episode. Thoughts on the show so far. This show, that little part where we're talking about how Unsam was made, is very confusing, because in the first episode, the way they showed it, it made no sense, because they didn't say, oh, 2 years later, they had the baby. So while they're on the run, they had Unsam. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you're hiding, literally about to be dead, and you make a baby out of nowhere. That made no sense. Or was Unsam the kid that Asahan had before, and then she ran off with Ragas. So Ragas and Asahan already knew each other before they got attacked. That's what I want to know, because they don't really clarify that. Maybe they think we're all smart as shit and we should get it, but I don't get it. Should have explained it in the freaking show. So although the first episode like made me have lots of questions, but it wasn't making me have lots of questions that, oh, I definitely want to watch the next episode. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue watching this show or not, because I don't really like the baseline of the show, which is basically a whole thing about political nonsense and wars and strife. I don't like watching shows where it's a whole bunch of killing. Like, I just like my little romance dramas, like, you know, make me get the butterflies and be like, oh my god, oppa, and then like leave. I don't want to be there like, oh my, like crying and watching like people getting killed and all that. Like, I was just like, nah. And then people were comparing it to Game of Thrones. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't know how accurate it is. And then other people were saying, oh my god, it's so different, it's never been done before. But to me, it's like every historical drama has the exact same plot line. The only difference with this between this show and any other like historical drama is the fact that it's set in a like mythical land, and it's like it's still the same plot line and like theme and everything as a regular historical drama, just the fact that it's set way back and it's in a mythical land. So there's gonna be like, and they have the mythical vampire like creatures or whatever. They're not really vampires. Like, all they do is have superhuman strength and blue blood. Like, they're just regular people, just a little different to me, in my opinion. But yeah, that's one reason why I'm not really that like hyped over this drama. Second reason why I'm not really that like excited to watch it is because in the show itself, it's a Korean drama, so it's in Korean. But on top of that, they have whole made-up languages for each set of tribes. So when they speak that language, you're already lost. As a foreigner watching it, you're already lost because it's in Korean. But then they top it off by adding some made-up language, and you're just like, what the hell is going on? You're gonna be like triple lost, and it's like, I can't focus. That's not like really big deal to some people, but to me it was like, I don't really want to watch like I don't really want to watch a whole different language show when I'm trying to watch like a Korean drama. Like, come on now. And then even though I'm saying I'm not gonna watch it or whatever, I watch it based on the plot line. I'm still gonna watch it. Why? Because Song Joong Ki is in it. Song Joong Ki. And he's hot as shit, and I fucking love him, so I'm gonna watch all his dramas. I don't care, even though this story isn't really like interesting to me. And also, there's like some news that's breaking out that Blackpink's Jisoo is gonna be in the show, and then 2PM's Nickhan, and then like, why? What are they gonna do for it? Like, are they just like cameos? But what is their cameo gonna have to do with the story? Like, it makes no sense why they're gonna be in it. And everybody's like, oh my god, it's Jisoo's acting debut. But Jisoo was in a show called The Producers, so, and her acting wasn't that good. Like, I didn't even finish that show, and Kim Soo-hyun was in it, so come on now. I don't know about her being in the show or whatever. And that's basically my first impression on this show. So would I recommend for others to watch it? Yeah, if you're into like political war and all that. There's supposed to be like there's gonna be romance in the show, but I don't know. When they add romance to like these political dramas, it gets really washed out because the political shit like takes over so much. So there's probably gonna be a really sad ending because their love is not gonna be able to thrive as much as we think it is. They can't really focus so much on the romance because they have all this other political shit that they're gonna have to like focus on. Otherwise the show is gonna be a whole mess if they tell us, oh, this political stuff is happening, and all we see is them in love, and like and it's like, what? So what's happening with all the other people? Like, all these people dying, and they're just like, oh, it's not a game, like, what? But yeah, also I find it kind of weird that the actress is acting with him even though she's acted with him and his wife before. So I'm like, how good will their like chemistry be in this show? Because wouldn't it be awkward? Like, wouldn't it be awkward for them because she had been on the set with him before with his wife, and from that drama him and his wife ended up getting married. Like, wouldn't that like be kind of awkward for her? I don't know. So far, that's just the first episode. We'll see in future episodes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
La 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 la.